Good morning, everyone. Hi, Krishna Jayamohan, roll number 117. I am here to introduce the movie Minority Report to all of you present here. Minority Report is a 2002 American science fiction action film directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Cruise, Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton, and Max von Sydow. The film is loosely based upon the 1956 short story The Minority Report by Philip K. Dick. This film is about the protagonist becoming a fugitive for a crime that he has not committed. The film's central theme is the question of free will versus determinism. It examines whether free will can exist if the future is predetermined. Now, Navaneeth will take over.
Hello everyone, I am Navaneeth, roll number 122, section B. Let me introduce you to the main cast of the film and important terms needed to be known to understand the film better. Firstly, I would like to define what is a minority report. It is a report which disagrees with specific principles of the majority decision. In this film, minority report is a report presented by one of the precogs of the possible alternate future which can prove the protagonist's innocence. Now, I will tell you what precogs or precognitives are. Precogs are clairvoyant humans, that is, they can predict the future using extrasensory perception. There are three precogs in this film who can predict futuristic events, primarily premeditated murders. And lastly, I will tell you about the pre-crime unit. It is a unit which prevents futuristic murders through an advanced technology using the precogs. The main cast of the film include Tom Cruise, the main protagonist as John Anderton, the chief of pre-crime Colin Farrell as Danny Whitwer, agent of Department of Justice Samantha Morton as Agatha, the senior precog and Max von Sydow as Lama Burgess, Anderton's superior. Now Jayasurya and Nandhini Shree will introduce the characters in this film.
Hi everyone, I am Jayasurya, roll number 20114 from section B. I am here to give a brief glimpse on the main characters of the film. First, let's start with the hero, Chief John Anderton. He is the leading cop in the pre-crime division, a law enforcement unit charged with stopping future murders that have been pre-visualized using a special technology. He is the protagonist of the film, and his journey through the film shows that the fine line between right and wrong. Initially, he is on the side of right, catching criminals and saving the day. But soon, he becomes a fugitive wanted for the future murder of Leo Crow, a man Anderton has never seen nor heard of. This shocked Anderton and started to see pre-crime in an alternate manner, which leads the movie. And then Lamar Burgess. Director Lamar Burgess is the creator of pre-crime division, which stops future hinge crime from happening. He does everything in his power to ensure that pre-crime division, his legacy, continues to expand and grow. We discover that beneath his armor of charm and justice, Burgess has committed a cold-blooded murder to ensure the success of his cooperation, and that's how the story works. Agatha. Agatha is one of the three precogs. Among the three precogs, she is one who projects vision of the crime that have yet to happen to the pre-crime division. Agatha is the most talented precogs. Remaining shall be continued by Nandhini.
Happy morning all. I am Nandhini of Data Science Section B with roll number 21, here to continue the character introduction. Danny Whitwer is the fourth character of the story. Danny Whitwer works for the Department of Justice and is conducting an audit of pre-crime division. Whitwer comes off as a hard ass, picking at every loose end that he sees in the department and even provoking people, including Anderton, to see if they will slip up. A fastidious and a careful man, Whitwer is ultimately after the truth. He wants to know how pre-crime works, how it's managed, and if what it does is actually as good for the people as everyone believes it does. Whitwer pursues Anderton after the precog name him as a future murderer of Leo Crow. This is the turning point of the story. Annie Lively is the fifth character of the story. Annie Lively is murdered victim of Lama Burgess and birth mother of Agatha. Once a heroin addict, she has hopes of reuniting with her daughter once she gets off drugs, but her curiosity about her daughter gets her killed. Iris Heinemann is the sixth character of the story. Iris Heinemann, together with Lama Burgess, created pre-crime. Iris is an expert on the precogs and knows exactly what they are capable of. but she has chosen to retire from the organization and now lives in obscurity in a remote part of a forest, in a house protected by poisonous and aggressive plants. She is cold and smug with John, but she ends up revealing to him the potential existence of Minority Report for his case, which gives him hope. Next, Sudarshan is here to continue the plot summary.
Hi, my name is V. Sudharshan and my roll number is 132. I am here to speak about the plot in the movie Minority Report. Since the disappearance of his son Sean, pre-crime captain John Anderton has separated from his wife Lara and become a drug addict. While United States Department of Justice agent Danny Whitwer is auditing the program, the precogs generate a new prediction stating Anderton will murder a man named Leo Crow in 36 hours. Anderton flees the area as Whitwer begins a manhunt on him. Anderton seeks the advice of Dr. Iris Heinemann, the creator of pre-crime technology. She reveals that sometimes one of the precogs, usually Agatha, has a different vision than the other two, a minority report of a possible alternate future. This has been kept a secret as it would damage the system's credibility. Anderton resolves to recover the minority report to prove his innocence. He returns to pre-crime and kidnaps Agatha, shutting down the system. As the precogs operate as a group mind, Anderton takes Agatha to a hacker to extract the minority report of Leo Crow, but none exist. Instead, Agatha shows him an image of the murder of Anne Lively, a woman who was drowned by a hooded figure 5 years prior. Anderton and Agatha go to Crow's hotel room as 36-hour time nears, finding numerous photos of children, including one of Sean. Crow arrives and Anderton prepares to kill him, accusing him of being a serial child killer. Agatha takes Anderton out of shooting Crow, barely by telling him that he has the ability to choose his future now that he is aware of it. Crow, however, begs to be killed, having been hired by an unknown entity to plant the photos and be killed in exchange for his family's financial well being. Then Crow grabs Anderton's gun and pulls the trigger, killing himself as Agatha watches in horror. Anderton and Agatha flee to Lara's house outside the city for refuge. Then they learn Lively was Agatha's drug-addicted mother who sold her to pre-crime. Lively had sobered up and attempted to reclaim Agatha, but was murdered. Anderton realizes he is being targeted for knowing about Lively's existence and her connection to Agatha. Whitwer, studying Crow's death, suspects Anderton is being framed. He examines the footage of Lively's murder and finds there were two attempts of her life, the first being stopped by pre-crime, but the second occurring minutes later having succeeded. Whitworth reports this to the director and founder of pre-crime, Lamar Burgess, but Burgess responds by killing Whitworth using Anderton's gun. With the precox still offline, the murder is undetected. Lara had earlier called Burgess, revealing that Anderton is with her. Anderton is captured, accused of both murders, and imprisoned after being fitted with a brain device that puts him into a dreamlike sleep. Agatha is reconnected to the pre-crime system. While attempting to comfort Lara, Burgess accidentally reveals himself as Lively's murderer. Lara frees Anderton, who then exposes Burgess at a pre-crime celebratory banquet by playing the full video of Agatha's vision of Burgess killing Lively. A new report is generated at pre-crime indicating that Burgess will kill Anderton. In a confrontation with Anderton, Burgess admits that the pre-crime could not function without Agatha. He killed Lively following an actual attempt of a life that he had arranged, knowing that the murder would appear as an echo within the pre-crime and be ignored. Anderton points out the dilemma Burgess now faces. He can kill Anderton and validate pre-crime at the cost of his own life, or he can spare Anderton and allow the program to be discredited and shut down. The flaw in the system, Anderton notes, is that people can change their future once they become aware of it. Burgess commits suicide. Afterwards, the pre-crime system is shut down, all the prisoners are pardoned and released, all the many remain in the police surveillance for years. Anderton and Lara reconcile and prepare for the birth of new child, and the precogs are sent away to an undisclosed location to live their lives in peace. Now, Samyukta will give the review of the movie.
Good morning everyone, I'm Samyukta, roll number 128, and I'm here to review the film Minority Report. Many science fiction movies feel dated just a few years after they have hit the screen. But even after 19 years of its original release, Minority Report still looks like the future because Spielberg clearly understood that while forward-thinking visual design is important for longevity, nailing how a society may actually evolve is essential for creating a truly prescient story. From the beginning of the film, Spielberg understands that it's not just the technology that makes the future, but how society uses it. The film focuses on societal trends just as much as design. In the film, we can see rail passengers read paper-thin screens that update as news rolls in. Customers shopping at the mall are greeted with a barrage of ads that scan their retinas and call them by name as they walk by. In the scene where Anderton walks into the Gap store, the store doesn't just greet him while he's trying to keep a low profile. It also remembers and recites his shopping history. Minority Report was already predicting that the promise of security and convenience trumps any right to privacy. Eye scanners are everywhere in this film, allowing the police and corporations to track down and identify people as they go about their lives. The pre-crime unit itself also has extensive surveillance abilities, monitoring public cameras or deploying spider-like retinal scanning robots to crawl through buildings and identify those inside. Tension between a citizen's right to privacy and the need for the state to ensure safety is something that the United States has always grappled with. But predicting the future would perhaps be the crowning achievement of any surveillance state, giving it the power to control citizens by preemptively locking them up before they had even done anything wrong. It's the essential moral question of Minority Report, and the characters do wonder whether their work is ethical. Minority Report is an audacious and imaginative sci-fi thriller that enables us to witness the dangerous consequences of our present fear-based way of living, where we are willing to sacrifice our freedoms for the pipe dream of safety and security. The film was rated 90% by Rotten Tomatoes, 7.6 on 10 by IMDb, 5 on 5 by ReelViews, and 4.3 on 5 by Google users. Minority Report was one of the best reviewed films of 2002 and was nominated and won several awards. At the 29th Saturn Awards, Steven Spielberg won the award for Best Direction, Frank and Cohen for Best Writing, and Samantha Morton for Supporting Actress. The film also won the BMI Film Music Award, the Online Film Critics Society Award for Best Supporting Actress, and the Empire Awards for Best Actor for Cruise, Best Director for Spielberg, and Best British Actress for Morton. At the 75th Academy Awards, Richard Himes and Gary Ridstrom were nominated for Best Sound Editing. At the 29th Saturn Awards, Tom Cruise was nominated for Best Actor, Max von Sydow for Best Supporting Actor, Deborah Lynn Scott for Best Costumes, Scott Farrar, Michael Lantieri, Nathan McGuinness and Henry were nominated for Best Special Effects, John Williams for Best Music, Camel Calvert for Best Makeup, and the film was nominated for Best Special Edition DVD release. Scott Farrar, Michael Lantieri, Nathan McGuinness and Henry were also nominated at the BAFTAs 2003 for achievement in special visual effects. In 2008, the American Film Institute nominated this film for its top 10 science fiction films list. Thank you, and now Krishna will take over.
So, he would recommend this movie to people who are into science fiction and action films. It also provides mystery and suspense elements which will allow the audience to think about what is right and what is wrong. Thank you.